Alright, let's dive straight into the nitty-gritty of a car braking system. It's a complex arrangement of parts, but don't worry, I'll break it down for you. The basic components include brake pads, rotors, calipers, and the master cylinder. First up, brake pads. Now these are a critical element of your braking system. They are the friction material that gets pushed against the brake rotor to slow down or stop your car. Think of it like this.
It's like when you try stopping a spinning wheel with your hand.
Your hand, in this case, acts as the brake pad. Next, we have the rotors. You can think of rotors as large metal discs that are connected to the wheels of your car. When you apply the brakes, the brake pads squeeze onto these rotors to slow down your vehicle. It's like grabbing a spinning frisbee midair, but with a lot more force. Moving on, let's talk about calipers. These are like clamps for your brake pads. When you press the brake pedal, hydraulic pressure forces the calipers to push the brake pads against the rotors. It's like, well, using a clamp to secure something tightly. Lastly, we have the master cylinder, the heart of your car's braking system. It transforms the mechanical force you apply to the brake pedal into hydraulic pressure. This pressure is then distributed through brake lines to your brake calipers, which, as I mentioned earlier, squeeze the brake pads against the rotors to stop your car. So to summarize, every time you press the brake pedal, you're setting off a chain reaction. Starting from the master cylinder, moving to the calipers, pressing the brake pads onto the rotors, and finally slowing down your car.
It's an intricate process, but it's what keeps you safe on the road.
So next time you hit that brake pedal, remember there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So we've talked about the basic components of a car's braking system, right? Now let's delve a bit deeper and explore the different types of braking systems, disc brakes, and drum brakes. Disc brakes, you see, are the current standard for most vehicles due to their superior performance and heat dissipation. Disc brakes consist of a brake rotor which is attached directly to the wheel. Calipers straddle the rotor, and when you press the brake pedal, hydraulic pressure forces the brake pads against the rotor, slowing down the car. The friction generated here produces heat, which is easily dissipated by the rotor's exposed surface. It's like the disc brakes are saying heat, no biggie, I can handle it. On the other hand, drum brakes are a bit old school. They're called drum brakes because the components are housed in a round drum that rotates along with the wheel. When you press the brake pedal, hydraulic pressure pushes brake shoes against the inside of the drum, slowing down the car. The heat generated by this friction, however, is not as easily dissipated due to the enclosed design of the drum. It's like the drum brakes are saying heat. Oh, it's getting a little toasty in here. Both disc and drum brakes have their pros and cons. Disc brakes are generally more efficient and better at dealing with heat, which makes them a preferred choice for the front wheels, where most of the braking happens. Drum brakes, on the other hand, are less expensive and more durable, and are often used on the rear wheels. So whether it's disc brakes stopping your car with a cool attitude, or the drum brakes doing it their old-fashioned way, the end goal is the same, to stop your vehicle safely. And remember, no matter the system, regular maintenance is key. But we'll get to that soon. Now let's get into the hydraulic system's role in the braking process. This often overlooked part of the system is the unsung hero that delivers brake pedal pressure to the brake calipers to bring your car to a halt. So imagine You're driving, and you see a stop sign ahead. You gently press the brake pedal. What happens next? Well, my friends, that's where the magic of the hydraulic system comes in. When you press the brake pedal, you're actually pushing against a piston in the master cylinder. This piston pushes brake fluid through the brake lines, creating a hydraulic pressure wave. This is really just a fancy way of saying that the pressure you applied with your foot is now being carried through the system in the form of fluid. This fluid, under pressure, then reaches the brake calipers at each wheel. Inside, the calipers are more pistons that respond to this hydraulic pressure. As the pressure increases, these pistons push the brake pads against the brake rotors. And voila! Your car starts to slow down. It's like when you squeeze a water-filled balloon.
Not that I recommend doing that in your car.
So, essentially, the hydraulic system is the go-between transmitting your foot's force from the brake pedal to the wheels. It's like the messenger in a royal court, carrying the king's orders, in this case your foot's pressure, to the knights, the brake calipers. Remember, a well-maintained hydraulic system is crucial for your car's braking performance. Any issues like leaks or air bubbles in the brake fluid can lead to a spongy brake pedal feel, or worse, brake failure. But we'll get to the importance of maintenance later. For now, let's appreciate the hydraulic system for the vital role it plays in stopping your car safely. All right, now let's talk about something that's near and dear to my heart.
Regular brake maintenance.
Now, I know it might not seem like the most exciting topic, but trust me, it plays a huge role in ensuring both vehicle safety and longevity. Think about it. Your brakes are probably the most critical safety feature in your car. They're what stand between you and a potential accident. So, just like you wouldn't skimp on maintaining, say, your parachute before a skydive, you really shouldn't ignore your car's braking system. Regular brake maintenance typically includes inspecting and replacing worn brake pads and rotors, checking for leaks in the brake lines, and making sure the brake fluid is clean and at the right level. It also involves inspecting the calipers for wear or damage. Now, why is this so critical? Well, worn brake pads or rotors and how other brake pads can reduce your car's stopping power. Leaks in the brake lines or low brake fluid can lead to a soft brake pedal and longer stopping distance. And damage to the calipers can cause uneven braking. All of these issues can compromise your safety on the road. Plus, neglecting brake maintenance can lead to more expensive repairs down the line. Well, it's like ignoring a small leak in your roof. Sure, it might not seem like a big deal now, but wait until it's raining inside your house. So, do yourself a favor. Make sure you're keeping up with regular brake maintenance. Trust me, your car will thank you, your wallet will thank you, and most importantly, you'll be ensuring your safety on the road. Now, isn't that worth it? Now, let's talk about a feature that's often misunderstood, but incredibly important, the anti-lock braking system, or ABS, as it's commonly known. The ABS is a game changer when it comes to braking, as it helps prevent wheel lockup and maintain steering control during an emergency stop. Picture this. You're driving on a slippery road, and suddenly, a deer jumps out in front of you. You slam on the brakes, and without ABS, your wheels would lock up, your car would start skidding, and you'd lose steering control. Oh, quite a scary thought, isn't it? But here's where ABS comes in. This system uses speed sensors to monitor the speed of each wheel during braking. If it detects that one or more wheels are about to lock up, it modulates brake pressure to that wheel or wheels. This modulation happens rapidly. We're talking several times per second, which can cause a pulsating sensation in the brake pedal. This rapid modulation of brake pressure allows the wheels to continue rotating under heavy braking, preventing lockup, reducing skidding, and helping to maintain steering control. So, instead of skidding uncontrollably, you can steer around the obstacle while still braking hard. ABS
Says, don't worry, I've got this.
Remember, ABS doesn't necessarily shorten stopping distance, especially on dry pavement or when compared to a well-executed threshold braking. But where it shines is in panic brake scenarios, particularly on slippery roads. It allows you to steer while braking heavily, which can be a lifesaver in an emergency. So there you have it, the genius of anti-lock braking systems. Just another incredible way your car works to keep you safe on the road. Keep in mind, like any other part of your car, ABS also requires regular inspection and maintenance to function properly. But that's a topic for another day.